All right, folks, daily log entry for February 11th, 2021, and a brief little idea on how to keep your charts organized in TradingView. All right, Eurodollar 5-minute chart for February 11th. All right, we can see an order block traded down to London open kill zone, midnight New York time. Not interested in chasing it higher. We want to see it go below the opening price at midnight. We have it here in the heart of London open. Price rallies, retraces ahead of New York open kill zone. Bullish breaker. We have the low, high, lower low. Sell stops taken. Once it trades above this swing high, the consecutive up close candles, extend that out in time. That's your bullish breaker. It trades down into it, beginning of New York open kill zone. Rallies up, attacks the buy side liquidity pool, and trades into an exhausted price run for a Thursday in New York open. Did we cap this week? That's what we'll study going into Friday's close. We have a rejection block. We trade through it and reject as well here. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, closes it back in with a bearish order block, trades again lower. Optimal trade entry in London close. This is a typical like intra-week reversal pattern, and I'm going to actually teach you this pattern this weekend in the weekend review. But we have optimal trade entry here, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, mean threshold, the last up close candle, bearish order block there, trades down into and attacks the imbalance here and the original rejection block here. That's not on the chart, but if I had it here, it would be a little hard to see this down close candle, closing price, extend it in time, and it's your target. Just refer back to how I look for rejection blocks. I just recently taught it and refined your idea about what that is, especially for the folks that are already aware of a rejection block. And you can see the process being respected there. Moving on into cable. British pound versus US dollar 5-minute chart. Midnight New York time. Short-term high. Rallies up. London open kill zone. Break lower. Now this pair, if you look at what's going on, we have really ramped up ahead of New York midnight. So with the idea that this pair is also trading at a Thursday when it's gone up basically the entire week, this could be a potential reversal pattern, but I like to see it form on Thursday, and then you can trade the New York open or London close time period for the short. And again, I'll cover that this weekend in the lesson, but we have the opening price at midnight in New York time here. Then we have a small little fair value gap as it breaks lower, comes back up, short-term little swing high, trades lower, creates a buy side liquidity pool here, runs up into New York open, closes the fair value gap, optimal trade entry from high to low, retraces back into the fair value gap, time, price, trades lower. Then we have a high that runs down, creates a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, fair value gap. They're interchangeably used as I give the commentary, but usually the really stretched out ranges, like this would be a SIBI here, and this is a little bit more smaller, so it's a fair value gap. Same premise. Trades up institutional order flow entry drill, and then sells off, but this is an optimal trade entry as well. Trades down below the low here for offset distribution, and another return back in here. Sells off one more time, offset distribution. So we create the low of the day a little bit outside of the London close time period, which is fine. Later on in the content, you'll see how we can adjust and make do with extended kill zones, but these are the sweet spots respectively here, and that's what I'm training you to observe initially. All right, let's go to TradingView real quick and I'll show you how I organize my charts. All right, so here is TradingView, and it's just basically set to a naked chart. I save a naked chart and title it default naked, and it's set to dollar index to daily. So anytime I call on this chart, it'll open up to this time period and this particular market. If you want to have a setup where you have multiple charts, now obviously some of you are going to have the basic plan with your TradingView and you're not paying anything. You're not going to have as many options to save chart layouts. I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly what it is, but you don't need a whole lot. You can literally do it with just the dollar index, save all your annotations on just dollar. You can do it with just the dollar index, euro dollar, and cable, your respective layouts. Mine, I do it as each individual time frame that I'm looking at, so 15-minute, 60-minute, daily. And if I have something that I'm using an additional study for, like fair value gaps, okay, or other things you'll learn about, which I'm not going to scroll down and let you see that because we haven't covered any of that. Even ChartMember hasn't seen that. But let's say that once you create the chart, and we have one here like the dollar index 60-minute. I just cleared a lot of the stuff off of it, but you'll see what it looks like when I pull it up. All right, so when you see the chart layout like this, some of the questions I'm getting is, how do you deal with all the clutter? Okay, when you're looking at your charts and it has a lot of annotations on it, you'll learn a style of managing them, and you're not going to have as many as you probably have right now as you get better at doing it. But let's say like in here, this is really congested with a lot of annotations. You just right click button on your mouse on the chart anywhere. When you do that, you're going to see a little object tree. Click that. Watch what happens right here. See how, like, when I put my mouse over top of the individual annotation, it highlights it, right? Well, if you go over here, you scrub down until you get to the thing you want to get rid of. Like, say I want to get rid of that rectangle, but I want to keep it, but just take it out of the chart. When you hover over top of it over here in the object tree, just click the little eyeball and it'll hide it, but it's still there for you to call back on if you want it back on. So that's what I'm doing in between my charts. So if I want my charts to be real refined and focusing on specific things, where I have a whole lot of other things going on in the chart, in the lessons, I'll take things off just simply by doing this here. And if I want something else, say I want the, say I want this rectangle here hidden, same thing here, okay? It's just a matter of managing everything on your chart. But over time, you'll get better at it. But the main thing is you want to set up your charts with like a euro dollar layout, a British pound versus US dollar layout, and a dollar index layout. And then you can manage your charts, accordingly. Hopefully this has been insightful. Until I talk to you tomorrow, be safe.